Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to Sister. How y'all doing, my beautiful Fumi Nation? I cannot begin to tell you how many DMs I got on Tinder Swindler. So many of you said, Fumi, please review this on your channel. I want to hear what you got to say. So I said, all right, no problem. Let me at least watch it. And guys, let me start from the beginning and tell you, it is one of the most fascinating stories that I have watched in a while. It's got all of those sexy buzzwords: glamour, jet set, Mickey Mouse, marriage, love, deceit, betrayal. All those wonderful buzzwords that make a sexy story. Online dating. It is about Simon Levi. That's not his real name, Simon. Who is this fraudster who conned so many women, 3 in particular that were featured in this film, and how he conned them of $500,000. It is said that it's a total of about $10 million. Emotionally got them roped in and began to ask for money. It's an online dating website, which I absolutely support. In this day and age, especially since we've had COVID, how are you supposed to meet guys? How are you supposed to meet girls? Online. How did I meet my best friend, Christina? Online. And then we met up. So that's like totally and absolutely normal. So the dating app is called Tinder. We have 4 characters in this episode, and I'm going to break them down one by one so that you guys can get a synopsis. So it's a total spoiler alert on the movie, so I'm going in on this. We have Simon the fraudster. That's the only way I can call him. Cold-hearted fraudster. And then we have Cecilie, who is Norwegian, lives in England. We also have Pernilla. Pernilla, I think, was living in Sweden. And then we have Ayleen, who was in Prague. So this beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful girl called Cecilie goes onto Tinder, and it's a matter of swipe left, swipe right. Swipe left, I'm not interested in the guy. Swipe right, the guy could be promising. And so that was what she had been doing. She had been on the app for about 7 years. She's 29. She's looking for love. When she does see a guy, all 3 of them, as a matter of fact, when they do like a guy from Tinder, they go to Google him, they go to Instagram just to see that, you know what, he is kind of sort of legit, you know. I do the same thing. Anyway, she swipes on Simon, and the picture of Simon is on a yacht. So she goes on to swipe right. Before you can say whoop-de-doo, Simon sends a message. He says, come and meet me at the 4 Seasons Hotel. 4 Seasons, bougie, fabulous. Go there for lunch, go there for tea. Expensive, but fabulous. Anyway, she got there. She sees what she likes in his presentation. He dresses sharp. The same thing on his Instagram. He has business meetings. He's traveling the world, traveling to the best cities. He's eating caviar, strawberries dipped in chocolate, that kind of panache. He asks her questions while they're having coffee. This is their first date. And he says, we are going to Bulgaria. He's leaving London today. Would you like to come with me on my private jet? She said, absolutely. His security drivers drive her back to her flat, where she packs up her stuff. She goes onto her WhatsApp group with her girlfriends to tell them that this is what she's doing. 1 or 2 of them that are very rational says, that could be very dangerous. But she's like, no, you only live once, and she takes off. She gets back with the utmost surprise of seeing a lady carrying a baby. And he says that that is his 2-year-old daughter and the baby's mother, with whom he no longer has a relationship with, and they are coming along on the trip. She gives him a little kiss. She's excited. They're eating caviar, they're strawberries. It's all first class. When they land, her and the baby mama and the baby are put into the taxi. And from there, she gets to the hotel where she spends the night with him. She sleeps with him. and she notices scars on his body, and he tells her that he was manhandled in a prison because of one thing or the another and he was innocent, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm gonna stop here so that I'll give you a little bit of my input as we get along. Okay, I questioned Cecile's motives. Do I believe that she was looking for love? Yes, I do. But I think that the glitz and the glam overwhelmed her. When she saw Simon with the jet set, the fancy clothes, traveling, the food, that was what drew her in. She didn't know him. She doesn't know him. If this same Simon was on this Tinder wearing a t-shirt and shorts, I don't think that she would have swiped right, because he didn't have the accessories that really attracted her. When she went to meet him at the hotel, that's fine. The same day, not a problem. You know, why? I'm available. Why not? Let me go and see him. I had issues with her going to fly on a private jet with him the same day, because it wasn't with him, it was the private jet. She even said it, I haven't had this experience before of flying on a private jet. It had nothing to do with him. And he was kissing her out. And I'm saying this for you guys to know down in the future. He was kissing her out and finding out who she was, what she does, her financial stability, how vulnerable she is. Because for a girl to come and say, okay, come, do this, do that, he's beginning to realize that she's very vulnerable. She can be easily roped in. He was kissing her out. Then he now says, come with me to Bulgaria. Darling, Cecilia, that is human trafficking 101. That's how they get girls. It all looks nice. They lie to you that you're going for one fashion show, or you're going to be a model, you're going to be this, or let me take you out to this, that, and the other, or come with me on this trip. That's extremely dangerous. Girls don't do that. A private jet, so what? It doesn't matter. I know it's glitz and glam. Have I traveled private jet? Yes. You still got to wear your seatbelt, honey. Because you all go down if it's going to crash. It's not really that big of a deal for me. Strawberries, caviar, you're going to poop it out. It's not a big deal for me. For the mere fact that you got there and he didn't tell you that there was a baby and a mother on board, that signals red flags. Because these are how guys that are in human trafficking do it. They put somebody there to make you feel safe. And how safer could you be with another woman on flight? It's interesting because this woman, come to find out, she was at court 2015 for a fraud case against Simon. So how she had this child with Simon is very fascinating to me. Further down, Cecilia said that she despises this woman because this woman sat with her and did not utter a word. Cecilia, I'm going to fill in the gaps for you, and I'm going to tell you exactly why she did not. In the entire documentary, you never called or said the baby's name. I'm under the impression that you didn't know the baby's name. Because you see, as a mother, not that Simon is going to be serious with you, but if you're going to be serious with Simon, wouldn't you want to know the baby's name? Because if everything works out, that's going to be your stepdaughter. The mother looked at you and you showed no interest in her or her child. And when you did speak to her, you only spoke about Simon. She must have said in her mind, I have no loyalty to you. That is why she didn't talk to you. Because you didn't care about her daughter, who happens to be Simon's. So when Simon says, bring the daughter over, and you're supposed to be there, you've already shown that you don't care. Why should she care about you when you did not care about her or her child? As a mother, I understand that now. If Ula and I decide to part ways and we're still amicable and we're there for Adrian, I would want to know about his girlfriend or the other woman he's going to marry. And I promise you, I sincerely would want to know how she would be with Adrian. That's my number one, because that is what holds Ula and I together towards the end. And if she's coming to me to talk about Ula and doesn't ask anything about my child, birthday, play with her on the plane, none of that, I don't have loyalty to you. I don't have loyalty to you at all. That's the answer that you're looking for. Again, girls, I have said it 1,000,000 times. Do not sleep with him right away. Cecilia slept with him under 24 hours of meeting him and declared love. No. So many wrongs for you, Cecilia. So many red flags that you didn't see because you saw the money, because you saw the jet set life that you really wanted. It had nothing to do with love. Am I blaming you? Absolutely not. What happened to you was horrendous, because ladies and gentlemen, as the story goes on, she came back to London. He got in touch with her. They had all of these sweet, sweet messages back and forth. He sent her a beautiful bouquet of roses. He asked her to be his girlfriend. Then he asked her to come and live with him. And it was from there, in the middle of the night, he came out with this bogus story that he was in danger and that they had hurt his bodyguard and that she needed to send money right away through her American Express card on her name, and he would pay it. Before you could say Jack Robertson, Bob's your uncle, poor Cecilia was in debt of $250,000. She was bringing out loans. Out of the loan, she would take the cash from that loan and she would give it to him, saying that he was in danger, saying that he couldn't use his credit cards because they would trace him, sending a bogus check, giving her more than she had borrowed from 9 various banks. And she was sweating it out because she was lying to the banks that it was her card. He even went on to employ her in his bogus company because he's a diamond prince. The Levi family are a diamond family, and he claimed to be part of that family, which again was a lie. And so she sat down there, tears in her eyes, and she was having the minds of killing herself. She couldn't believe that she had been duped. She said to the point that she had a sweetheart beside Simon's name, and she found it difficult to remove it because she still wanted to believe that the Simon that she had really fallen in love with and who had said, let us rent this 15,000 London apartment, she still wanted that to be real. That was a fantasy. Girls, if this guy is a millionaire, let's just be real. If this guy is a millionaire, with all the bells and whistles, why would he need to go on Tinder to meet somebody? A millionaire, flashy guy, partying, friends, you see girls left and right. Why would he want or need to go to Tinder? Think about it. Millionaire spends money like crazy. When you go out for dinner, for lunch, he orders everything on the menu. Hence we come to Pernilla. Pernilla was from Sweden. They met again on Tinder, and she went to go and see him in Amsterdam. The relationship turned out to be more platonic. It wasn't an intimate sexual relationship like Cecilia's. And they partied and they went out. They went to museums. He knew everything about diamonds. And I can understand how you can think, oh my God, this guy is legit. Because what? You go on Google. You go on to Instagram. Pernilla went to Mykonos. She was in Mykonos, and he had called and she said, I'm in Mykonos for the summer, come on over. And he spent and bought everything. He came on there with his Russian girlfriend, and they had a fantastic summer, flying from one city to another, going to Rome, going to the Spanish Steps and all of that fabulosity. I live for it. Yes, I do. And then came back to say again the same thing, sending the same pictures of his bodyguard Peter that had been hit with blood and everything to Pernilla, saying, I need $40,000, $30,000, can you send it to me? She had those savings for a home that she was going to buy. She withdrew the money and gave it to him. He in turn sent her a rubber bouncy check for 100K. Again, that's an issue I have. Pernilla was there. Oh, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. But she's giving you 60,000 more than what you gave him. Because of the flash, because of the glam, because you were sucked in. It's good to admit. Let us admit. Let us be sincere. Let us be sincere about this. You've swiped right because this guy had a fabulous, glamorous life that you said, I don't mind being a part of. What attracted you to him was the money. Pernilla, you're guilty of it. Cecilia, you're guilty of it. Do I think you're a gold digger? No, I don't think you're a gold digger. I don't. I just think that both of you are very naive, extremely naive about how beautiful some things can look, but are extremely ugly. And I want you guys to know that if it is too good to be true, it's not true. You're looking for love, look for a guy, an ordinary guy that you can build together. You can build together, because the glitz and glam it doesn't last. A lot of people think, oh yeah, you know what, love will not sustain a marriage. You got to have more than love. That is true. Money will not sustain a marriage. You have to have more than money. You have to have ethics, principles, scruples. You have to have the same ideologies in the way that you want to raise your children. You have to have future plans. Where do we see each other in the next 5 years? You want to have a mortgage. You're talking about the children's schools. What about a retirement plan for our 70-year-old selves? What about life insurance, property insurance, health insurance, things like that? I did not hear once in any of these conversations. All of it was that I'm in Spain tomorrow, I'm in Madrid, I'm in this, I'm in Mykonos, I'm in here, there, everywhere, flying all over the place. That was all it was, in meetings and meetings. It was ironic to me because Simon sounded like an illiterate. I'm sorry. He didn't sound educated. He didn't. I love you, I miss you, honey, I want to this or whatever. No, it wasn't the accent. It wasn't that he was from a different country. He sounded like an illiterate. He didn't sound like somebody who really matched up to what he was doing. No. And he has a team, he has a team, who flies like that unless you're a celebrity? Who does? Who does? And that the bodyguard and this or whatever. You never asked about the family. You never asked about his brothers. You never asked about his friends. He has to have friends. He's partying. He's doing all of these things. These girls did not ask the right questions. Cecilia, Simon spoke to the mother. Did you speak to his father at any one time? At any one time. I spoke to Ula's dad. Week 2. Yes. As soon as I landed in Oslo, the following 3 days, I was at Daddy Vold's place. Lunch and all. That's reality. And then we come to last but not the least, Ayleen. Ayleen was the third girlfriend living in Prague who opened up social media and saw that her boyfriend was the Tinder swindler. Couldn't believe it. She asked him and he said that these 2 women were hired by his enemies to smear his name. Not too long further down, she had been beaten up, Ayleen, very badly, as a matter of fact, a bust eye and foot. But she knew better. And she said, you know what? I am going to swindle the swindler. And she met up with him and took all of his clothes because he only wore Versace, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. And by this time now, he was feeling the heat. She took all of those clothes, sold them to compensate for the $120,000 that she had also given him. These 3 girls have come together and they have a GoFundMe page. And last time I checked, it has reached $172,000. And these are girls that we know of. These 3. You do know that there are other girls that are too embarrassed, ashamed, hurt, that will not come up. And they have spent this kind of money. Simon, you are a narcissist. You know what fascinated me about you? Not once did you mix up any of the ladies' names. And that's 3. Just 3. For me, I'll be totally confused. I can tell you how many times I've sent a message to Christina that was meant for Ula, you know, WhatsApp, text, whatever. Or to Ula that I meant for Christina, my mom, my sister. We have just made the mistake that you never sent the wrong text, that you remembered all credit card numbers, you remembered all names. You could continue the conversation with each one without making a mistake. You're a genius. You're a genius, Simon, and you could have used your intelligence and gotten everything that you swindled everybody out of. You could make millions. You could make millions. You are a bad guy. And when I say that in a good way, that you are extremely intelligent, but you're a thief. You're the lowest of low, to the point that your mother doesn't even want to know you. What a shame. And you will get it back. Oh yes. You will get it back in a way that you cannot foresee now. Because you don't ruin people's lives. And you ruined these girls' lives. And they didn't deserve it. For a little bit of fun, laughing, not a problem. But to destroy their lives, your life in turn will be destroyed. It's also interesting to me that you never bought a house, that you never got any kind of property or car to stabilize you. Not at all. All of the jewelry, the watches, everything, smoke. You are reckless, gifted, extremely gifted, but you are reckless. And it is your recklessness that will be your downfall, because this is just the beginning. We will talk about you, you will kind of go viral all over the place, but this is the beginning for you. You are a thief, and what you have stolen from others will be stolen from you 1,000,000 times over. Cecilie did a fantastic job. You underestimated her. VG, which is the biggest newspaper in Norway, took the story. And that was how it came around to Netflix. And I have a funny feeling that this is not going to be the end. This is just the beginning. So guys, my advice to you, when you go on Tinder, look for a regular guy. Interview him. The interview process does not stop. Do not sleep with him at all. And if you give somebody money, be prepared to never get it back. That's how you give somebody money. You give it to them without giving them the pressure of paying back, because it's pressure for them, installments or whatever. If you can do it to not have it returned. Do not take out loan after credit card for another guy. I know that it sounds crazy to you. I love him, I this, I that. But that's the problem. You are investing in somebody who has not invested in you in any way, shape or form. He has not invested in you. He's rich, so he can give you part of what he has, which is nothing to him. You are giving everything to him. The scales are not balanced. Cecile got what? She flew on a private jet. That's another thing. And this I know. When you pay a private jet for a flight, you're paying it to go one way. Yeah? That's it. It's done. That jet has to go back. You know, all these guys can go to the pilot and say, you know what, let me give you 5,000-10,000. Let me just take pictures for Insta. I know friends like this. I know. And they put it on Insta to say, hey, we're flying. Go back and look. You will see that it's always empty. Because once they land, they know. Because the pilots too will say, you know what, I don't mind. Because the private jet has to go back. So that flight back is free. If they can make 5, 10, 15,000, why not? And you think he's doing business? No. No, 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 no. Caviar, chocolate dipped strawberries, roses. These girls ended up paying for that lifestyle that they dreamed of themselves 10 times over. 10 times over. And it's not a crime, because Cecile complained that the police didn't take her seriously. Did he steal it from you, or did you give it to him? It's a mix. He deceived me, but yes, I gave it to him. I am telling you right now, Cecilia made so many mistakes. That was why she got to where she was. Do I believe that she deserved it? Absolutely not. Do I empathize for her? Absolutely. Don't sleep with the guy. Don't go onto his private jet on the first day. Don't sleep with him on the first day. The second you saw his daughter you should have gotten out. 110%. You only live once. You could have lived your last breath. That's living dangerously. It's not real. Millionaires don't act like this, and they're very, very particular about those that they bring in their circle. I lived in LA. I used to have a hostess job. Yes, to the millionaires. Me. Fabulous. I got a bird's eye view of how they lived, and it was for all of their events and parties and birthdays and whatever in Bel Air, in Beverly Hills, all the ritzy addresses, and we had background checks, screening and everything. Let me tell you, the hosting company paid me, for me, I think $250 a night, $250 a night. I made 1,000 in tips per job, because the ladies and the women, you understand me, and I was fantastic. I would host, I would serve, I would go back to the kitchen, I would help the ladies wash, I would bring out all the nice plates, and you know me, my Martha Stewart talent. I'll put the napkin, I would spread the cutlery, I would serve, because of the mentality, serve of the wives first. I knew how to put everything together. At the end of the night, the wives would come to me, Fumi, take this, 100, 150, 250. They didn't care. They didn't care, because they had that kind of money. I went to a home in Bel Air, and I have never seen in my life. They had a swimming pool because of the safety of the little one, and I thought, genius. The bottom of the swimming pool raised up and evaporated the water so that there were no drowning incidents. She had a wardrobe that was sunken, and that the sides of the walls came up. They had two, 1 and 2. So she had her winter wardrobe that will come up, go back down. Then she had a spring, summer, winter wardrobe that will come up and go down. Because after a while, they begin to trust you, and they tell you, Fumi, come for this event, Fumi, come for that event. And I just said, I just want to see how this works. And I get it. The glam, the ritz, the riches, it can blow you away. It really can. But I've seen it before. I've seen it before. I've seen it through my modeling. My background, you understand me, is relatively, okay. So I've seen it before. So for somebody who has not seen any of that, it can be extremely overwhelming. Be very careful, my darlings. If you're looking for love, look for love. And that will take time. And ask the questions. Interview him. Be interviewed. Look to be invited and introduced to family members. To friends that they went to school with. Friends that they've had for years. They have to have had friends for years. I have friends from 30, 40 years. You want my background check? You got it. Because you can be swindled. And sometimes it could be life. All of my love, my darlings. Don't forget to leave all of your comments down below.